After a couple years, Gigabyte has finally brought back one of my favorite lines of creator laptops. This is the Aero X16. Gigabyte has chose Computex 2025 to kind of rebrand what the Aero line is. So we're going to go over some of those changes, but from a high level, the idea is that Aero used to be one of their creator-focused laptop lines. But they said, you know what? Not only can you create on an Aero, you can actually do plenty of gaming as well. So they're kind of trying to rebrand and reposition the Aero line to be a little bit more in both lanes. So there are some interesting changes. Unfortunately, there's one major change that I'm not digging, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, let's talk about the internals. The CPU that they're rocking is up to a Ryzen AI9 HX370. So switching to AMD, big thumbs up for me. I really like that. For the GPU side, they have up to a GeForce RTX 5070, and they tell me that in this thin and light chassis, it's gonna rock an 85-watt TGP with a MUX switch. Speaking of thin, this laptop clocks in at just under 17 millimeters thick. It is very thin, and it's clocking in at 4.2 pounds, which I actually think is the sweet spots for having plenty of power, but it's thin and light enough that you can put in your bag and get up and go. Over here, we're seeing the ports. We got two Type A, a courageous headphone jack, a couple of indicators for the status LEDs, and a very large vent. We also know that the speaker is here underneath the bottom front. Looking at the back, we got two exhaust ports and a interesting design. It's kind of like a fin. It's very tactile. I actually kind of like it. I wish there was a little bit more ports on the back, but you know. On this side, we have a USB 4 Type-C connection. We have another Type A connection, so a total of 3 Type A connections, a full HDMI, and a RJ45 jack, and also a barrel charging plug and another vent right here. Speaking of venting, we have plenty of inlets here for the air to flow, but I kind of want to do a peek inside, so let's see if we can do that. So Gigabyte was nice enough to let us see underneath the hood, and I'm noticing we have not one, but two NVMe SSD slots. One of them comes pre-populated. You can see the speakers, the down-facing speakers here. Got a Wi-Fi module. We got two non-stacked LP cam to make sure it's nice and thin in here. And then the cooling solution, we got, looks like the CPU and the GPU underneath these. Two heat pipes, one heat pipe thicker than the other, running to two fans. I also see an interesting little thing that there's some sort of cooling that's happening here running into a small little heat pipe and connecting up with the main system, so I'm not quite sure what's underneath there. But the most important part of a creator laptop is the screen. Now, I will say, I will caveat that this is a very nice screen, but unfortunately, it's kind of a step down from what we're used to in creator laptops, especially in the Aero line. We have a 2560 by 1600 IPS panel. That's right. An IPS panel. They do tell me that it is Pantone verified from the factory. The colors do look nice. You know, obviously we're kind of at a stage presentation here, so we'd have to see kind of back home after a little bit of testing. And they do up the refresh rate to 165 Hertz. But we're only talking about a color gamut of 100% sRGB. And unfortunately, that's not enough for me. So sure, it is enough for most gamers, that's for sure. And the idea is that they want to rebrand this, you know, to allow for more gaming. But not only that, they kind of want to have more of an entry-level kind of system to get people into the Aero ecosystem, because what they're telling me is that earlier, the Aero ecosystem was kind of made for the best of the best, the creators like me who kind of had to have not only the best power, but also the best screen. So they're trying to say, you know what, let's get into with a lower cost entry point. And unfortunately, that seems to be that they've kind of really cut back on the screen. Hopefully, in the future, all they would do is maybe make another version that has a nice screen, you know, something that has a Delta E less than 2, something that has full Adobe RGB color space at 100%. Things like that, that's what really matters to me for content creation. The gaming, sure, you know, doesn't necessarily take advantage of it, but it does benefit it as well. Everything else about this system I really love. It's just that screen I think they went a little too far down on the price stack for me personally. But let me know what you think. And the last component is, okay, sure, maybe you got to cut back on the screen quality a little bit to hit a price point. So what is the price? Unfortunately, I don't know. This is the theme of Computex. I don't know the pricing, so we're going to have to wait and see, you know, just how far they came down with this setup, and if it warrants having a screen that kind of is a step down from past Aero designs. And they're telling me the launch time frame is about June, July-ish for the US, so I guess we will see soon enough. So now let's quickly talk about the gaming laptops that Gigabyte is showing off at Computex 2025. On the left here we have the Gigabyte Gaming A16, and on the right here we have the Gigabyte Gaming A16 Pro. Now there are definitely some differences between the two. The first thing I do need to say is that the Gaming A16 also has an 18-inch version, but it's just in a concept right now, so we don't have a working prototype, so I'm just going to talk about the 16-inch version here. Interesting enough, both of them feature the same panel as that we saw at the Aero, so 2560 by 1600 IPS display with 165 Hz refresh rate, 400 nits, sRGB 100%. So for these entry level of gaming laptops, I think that is just fine. And by the way, Gigabyte thinks of the gaming line as somewhat equivalent to Asus's TUF line. So a little bit more entry level, still very gaming focused, you know, but the idea is to be a little bit more affordable. Speaking of entry level performance, both the Gaming A16 and the Gaming A18 have AMD and Intel based options. They're previous gen though, so on the AMD side you can get up to an AMD Ryzen 7 260, and on the Intel side you can get up to a Core i7-13620H, so 13th gen H part. And on the GPU side, it tops out at a GeForce RTX 5070 laptop part with a max TGP of 80 watts. But stepping up to the A16 Pro version, you actually get a newer processor. So this is an Intel Core 7-240H, so H-level processor. Unfortunately, no AMD variant in here, which I would like to see, and the Pro version can actually go up to a GeForce RTX 5080 gaming laptop, and they're telling me that it is a max TGP of 115 watts. So what do these laptops cost? Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know. That is the theme of the show. But I do know kind of the time frame where they're looking to launch. For the A16, they're looking to launch around October in the US. And for the A16 Pro, they're looking to launch around August in the US. And to see reviews for these laptops and more, head over to PCWorld.com. We got plenty of written reviews on laptops. And if you want to watch more Computex coverage here at Computex 2025, subscribe to this YouTube channel. And by the way, just hit this video next. This next video is awesome.